Welcome back to the Why So Serious podcast. I'm your host, Brandon, and we are back for another Game of Thrones recap. So this is Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4, The Last of the Starks. We have Reece joining us for Introverted Nerd Watches podcast. What's up, Reece?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? We have Lauren from the Two Woke Girls podcast. Hey, Lauren.
Hey.
And we have Stephanie, of course, the queen of the Why So Serious podcast and the host of the Mocha Minutes podcast. Hey, Steph.
Hello. When does my crown come in the mail? Because my head needs a crown, okay? I bring you good morrow.
The crown. I'm gonna send you the Cersei crown.
I will drive it to you. No. I will drive that crown to you, ma'am.
And Devin is done flying around and he's back too.
Thought. Bust it down, Tatiana.
Damn.
See?
I don't even got nothing. I don't even got nothing to say to that.
Yes. Come on.
See?
Beaches are nice though. I like beaches and sunsets.
Come on.
Hold hands and
that's what they do. That's what thoughts do. They love the beach. They post up.
First of all, my name is Devin. I'm an Aries. I enjoy long walks on the beach, candlelight dinners,
and eating carrots on the beach.
Oh, you damn right. Look, so I mean, I'm a ketotarian now, so like, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sophisticated, ladies.
Oh. Are you in keto right now?
Actually, no, not right now, because I was fucking these chips up. So, but I can't eat the chips. I can't eat these chips because they're, technically, yeah. So I am keto based right now, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. What did everybody think of this episode? Steph, what'd you think?
Tell you something. I am ready for the Mad Queen, quote unquote, and I'm putting mad in quotes. I needed a rest after last episode because last episode was a whole lot. So I'm like, I needed a filler or at least a breather episode. I thought I was going to get more of a breather, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. And fuck every Lannister. Fuck that whole house. Burn that whole house to the ground.
Jeez. A smoking hot take.
Fuck all of them.
We have Reece here because on the preview show, she predicted exactly what happened this episode. So I brought her on so she can touchdown dance like Deion Sanders.
Ooh, she sure did.
Reece, what did you think about this episode?
I loved it.
I bet you did love it.
Not really. No, I liked it a lot. I love Cersei. And I love when Cersei wins because Cersei ain't shit and she knows she ain't shit. So I like that she does terrible things and it's just like whatever. And I love the way she played Daenerys. And it's just so good. It feels so good to me. Like I get like energized when Daenerys has bad things happen to her and dragons die and I love it. So.
Oh my gosh, she sure did predict them dragons dying. I'm like, oh.
Lauren, what about you?
I don't know. I had some high moments. I'm glad to see Podrick still on them hoes. That I was
yes. Bring that big dick on.
Sweet dick, big dick. Like, you know, he got the big dick energy. Like, I'm never mad to see Podrick win. I love Arya because she also got big dick energy, and she told that nigga, what you not gonna do is have me up in the house looking crazy. I'm killing people. I'm sorry, I can't be your lady. So I appreciated that. Everything else, I don't know. I got some feelings. I got some feelings.
All right, that's the place to get those feelings out. And Devin, you just watched it an hour ago. What do you think?
Yeah. When I said I just love that I could just sip this wine and just catch all the shade and all the looks from this episode, it was so much. Sansa is just, she's the MVP. Like, I think I'm in the Sansa hive with Rod and Karen from the Black Guy Tips.
Wow. Sansa hive.
Yeah, because the way she be de-dressing motherfuckers with her words, like I just appreciate that shit. You know, and like Reece, Cersei, yeah, like her energy, and look, her facial expressions when my man Terry went to talk to her, everything to me. Who don't love seeing dragons die?
Me.
I hate seeing them die.
Because my man,
I got some stuff to say about that.
That was real, but yeah, man. That, you know, Danny, you know, we'll get into it, but I love the episode overall. I just love the storytelling and the build up to what we're about to get to see. So yeah, how do you feel about it, Brandon?
I don't know. I'll get into it, but I know Lena Headey makes the best faces I've ever seen. Like Cersei faces are so good.
Oh god.
Oh, she has smug down pat.
That's the best
bad
smug
bitch.
face ever.
Even with the little bowl cut, like she still kind of.
That 53% come through, baby. It come through.
Yeah. So all right, let's get into the show. So they had a new opening, and you knew something was gonna happen at the start because they had like these squares outside of Winterfell, and I was like, what the hell is that? So we open up and they do a shot right on Jorah, and he dead. And Danny's over him mourning him and shit. And
I feel some type of way about that shit. Just cause, bitch, don't love me in death. Bitch, you didn't love me to my face. But now you want to love me, bitch? Ooh. I was mad about it.
She gave him.
I was mad about it.
I was like, she gave him the most friend zone kiss I've ever seen. Like,
Friend zone to the end.
Yeah,
Right.
he was her dad.
That was.
Yeah,
right.
but he was like, but he wanted to
Till the end.
But he wanted to be.
He was trying to be daddy, but he was really pop.
He was trying to be zaddy, but you know.
Yeah, he wanted to be Woody Allen. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
To
Well, she never let him believe that he could be anything other than her good friend, her uncle.
And that's what I respected about her. Like, no, this is where the boundaries are.
Right.
She would fuck that one
keep your
nigga all the
distance.
time.
Right in front of that nigga.
Where is he at anyway? He's still alive.
I'm wondering where are the 7 sons?
He gonna show
Dario
up.
and them?
Yeah, Dario gonna show up.
Dario, yeah.
Didn't Dario kill all the 7 sons? Who did he kill? I know
He killed Didn't he kill like the
Sons of
people
the
who were in
Harpy.
charge?
He killed the Sons of the Harpy.
Sons of the
right?
Harpy.
Remember he had killed
Yeah.
some people that was trying to conspire against her, and I thought that was his homeboy. That's why I ain't trust him at first. Like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, he did do that. He went somewhere though, cause she sent him somewhere. So I think he gonna show up.
She was like, you can't come you can't come with me. It's gonna be new hoes and new situations.
Hoes and new situations.
There's
That's what
short
she
niggas
said.
dick to get out here, and you can't be a part of that.
Look, you can't be like cock blocking my situation.
Then
Hey, yo, they was doing a lot of fucking mentioning of Dorne in this episode, and I ain't appreciate that shit because we can't see no black people on Dorne or no tan people.
I know what they doing.
yeah, I know.
And
Dorne
I
is
have
like
to
fun.
ask
Y'all
where
get
is Ed Muir Tully? Where is he?
Yeah, I don't know where Emmett
Every
Tully
time
is.
I'm on here with y'all. What they doing in the Riverlands? I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know what they said something about the Riverlands today on this episode, but I don't know where he at.
He must just be gone because they
Bring
offered
his dumb ass back. 'cause I know he gonna
Bronn
do
the
some silly
Riverlands.
shit.
Well, yeah, she wanted to give Brian the Riverlands.
Yeah, they offered Bronn River Run. So I mean, Edmure Tully must be gone. Cersei must have done something with him because
she
Whatever.
or she just gonna give
they
it to
don't
him.
matter. Yeah.
So then we see Sansa mourning Theon, and she give him the Stark pin, and I was like, oh,
That was sweet. That was sweet.
yeah, Theon Strucker is now gone.
Mm.
Then you see all the pallets and all the dead bodies, and I was like, yo, there's a lot of them niggas dead. Y'all army small as shit now. Then they
It's
show
like 12 niggas left.
yeah. It's like a basketball team left. Then you see Ghost, and that nigga was fucked up. He had his ear was gone. He had these cuts all over his body.
He was dirty.
Yeah, Ghost was fucked up from that fucking fight. And so then John gives his "Remember the Titan" speech.
Yeah, I was like, yo, he Phil Jackson Game 6 because you know it ain't gonna be a Game 7. So,
And he was like,
Game 7.
we're gonna celebrate the lives of the men and women who set aside their differences to fight together and die together. Everyone owes them a debt, and I'm like, yo, listen.
No, we don't.
This is the time before cell phones. The rest of them niggas in Westeros don't even believe that shit happened. It's like, oh, yeah, y'all fought dead niggas? Right, nigga. Where they at?
Sure.
Where they at? I ain't see it on World Star. It ain't real. So then all the main characters got a torch. And I was like, that's how you know who matter. They gave all the main characters a torch. And Arya went over to Barrack. And Sam went to Ed. I was like, Sam, you didn't want to cause that nigga to die. You should be sad.
On the real, though.
And
Put yourself on the pyre.
John lit Liana, and that was heartbreaking.
Poor
yeah,
Sam.
Lady Mormont, Little Bear. She was. By
Little
the way,
Bear.
she turned. So how she ain't get blown up when they killed the Night King?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's that D&D writing. You just gotta overlook that sometimes.
Listen,
How the fuck Brian pull up on them niggas in the spot? Ain't nobody, not one person saw you sneaking in the Winterfell, but it's just, just go.
I
with the
bet he
flow.
ain't have to sneak in. Like the people in the North don't fuck with the Lannisters, so they probably just let him in. He said, "I'm here
He
to
just
kill
walked his
Tyrion."
ass up in there with a big ass
A
weapon.
crossbow.
Like,
He did come up with a big ass
cause
weapon.
a problem.
He told the
Yo,
guards he was there to kill Tyrion and Jaime, and they were like, "All right, come on in."
Okay.
Okay, you know what?
yeah, they around back.
You
Go around,
know them
knock that door,
them
the
Northerners
other door.
would do that shit though. They was spitting at them niggas for no reason before the fight.
Like,
So then they had this
That's
big
how you
ass feast.
negotiate, though. Real talk.
That is how you negotiate. Then they had this big ass feast, and everybody quiet. I'm like, y'all niggas should be celebrating. This is in the beginning. And so then we see Gendry with the Hound, and Gendry is like, yo, wait, you seen Arya? And the
Yo.
Hound.
listen. He's like, if you don't get your head out of her pussy, what you
No,
doing?
that pussy is fire.
Yo,
That
gotta
pussy-
be, yo. It gotta be.
What
Hey.
you do, you boo?
I was literally like, you think Gendry out here telling people he beat them cheeks, yo? I was like,
Arya will
Everybody in
kill him.
Winterfell knows.
Everybody, yeah. So then, because the Hound was like,
Ned in the crib with his ghost, just with his hands in his head, like, you damn daughter.
the Hound basically looked up, was like, nigga, the
Really?
first thing you thinking about is some pussy right now?
we won, nigga.
And he was like, yo, I just want to know where she at. And he was like, yeah, I bet you do.
I bet.
And so then he got up. He was like, I'm going to go find her. And so he got up and he was like, it's like when you go to the club and you saw somebody earlier and you tell your boys, you're like, I'm going to go find her. And so he went up and then Danny saw him. He was like, Gendry. And he was like, yeah, yes, my lord. And he was like, do you, you the bastard of Robert Baratheon. And the rest of them niggas was like, what?
I was like, oh, shit.
He was like, yeah. And she was
That
like,
nigga tried to kill everybody. I lived. I'm a sole survivor.
yeah. He was like, yeah, that nigga tried to kill me. And he was like, I ain't even know that.
Myself.
He was like, I ain't even know that nigga. Like, he put it in my mama and just dipped. And, he didn't pay no child support or nothing. So I don't know that nigga. I'm glad he did. And she was like, do you know who the Lord of Storms End is? And everybody looked around and was like, none of us know the Lord of Storms End. Actually, nobody know who been there since Stannis died. Stannis got killed. And she was like, well, how does it sound you being Gendry Baratheon, Lord of Storms End? And he's like, what?
Hell yeah, I'm with that shit.
He's like, what?
And she was like, well, she's like, you're the Lord of Storms End because I made it so. And I was like, God, medieval times was crazy. Some woman who was just born with a name could just be like, you know what, I'm going to give you another name and then give you a whole kingdom.
And it's legitimate.
And it's
Can't
legitimate.
nobody challenge that shit.
That shit crazy back then.
We ain't got to vote on this? It's like, wait, we ain't voting?
She's setting Gendry up for failure. How the hell he gonna take care of a whole damn castle?
Yeah,
He ain't
Gendry
got
don't
no
know
money.
shit. He don't have no skill. Well, he
He
got
don't
skills.
have no education.
He don't know education.
Gendry ain't got shit.
Ain't got no
You don't know what fourth
lady.
E
He
word.
can't read, write, nothing.
Can you imagine when he roll up in there and they be like, "Oh, you a Baratheon?" And he be like, "Yeah, I'm the Baratheon y'all never met." That
He
shit
ain't
ain't
got
gonna fly
no
over.
ID. It's not like he can prove it. Like, okay, prove it. Hold on, my driver's license is back in Winterfell.
Well, you know the seed is strong.
See the
He
way it
probably
got
look like his damn daddy.
so then Tyrion was like fitting the award for a hero, making him loyal forever. And I was like, okay, Danny did something smart for once. She
That
really
is
did a
true.
lot of
And
dumb
look,
shit.
Right, yo, cut her eyes at Sansa real fucking quick though.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Then
Oh my god.
Then Tyrion was staring at Sansa. They was staring at each other, and I was like, yo, something's going on with them two. I don't know if they plotting or what, but something going on with them.
No, but I think
Messy niggas link up.
Tyrion is scared of what Sansa's gonna do.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
true. That's
And
true.
he should be.
He kind of
Stop
should be.
underestimating her.
Nobody underestimated her no more.
But Tyrion's scared of everybody. He's scared of Daenerys too.
Yeah, Tyrion.
Tyrion don't know what to do with himself.
Yeah,
He
Tyrion
don't.
is being a whole
I mean,
fuck.
again, every fucking ward, what is Tyrion doing? Running like a goddamn coward, just trying to live. He just trying to survive. So
then they cut to Jaime and Brienne at the table.
man,
And Brienne
Could-
got that
could you
look in
see
her
it?
eyes. Man, she was just like,
hey, she drank that. Yo, they was playing that drinking game. First of all, Tyrion's drinking game is the best drinking game you should ever play with the opposite sex.
Never have I ever. They're basically playing Never Have I Ever.
No, they saying, nigga, I know your life. I'm gonna get you drunk right now. That's what it is.
So then Tyrion and they cut to Tyrion and Davos, and they talking about Melisandre, and he like, yeah, you know how I said I was gonna kill that bitch, and Tyrion's like, so did you? And
Did you hear this bitch did? No, I'm gonna tell you what this bitch did. This bitch start walking down the goddamn snow. The goddamn bitch pulled the necklace off. This bitch dropped dead. Huh?
And now I can't kill her.
No, but the way they was talking about the guy, they was like, and they punk ass God ain't say shit, ain't do shit. We didn't fight this nigga war. Like, where this nigga at? And I was like, same, sis, because I really thought we was gonna get God of fire.
But then I was like,
something shit.
Y'all talking shit about the Lord of Light. He the only God that did shit.
He really is.
He the only guy that did shit the whole series.
The many-faced guy, the drowned guy, wasn't none of them niggas in this shit. They was like, nah, that's y'all.
Like, no, we go. No, shut the other.
The werewood trees. Wasn't nobody trying to do nothing.
Nope.
Lord of Light said, I got y'all. But I'm about to go back to do my shit now. So then Tyrion was like, we have defeated them, but we still have us to contend with. And I thought that was such a cool line, because like that's the story of the last 2 episodes. Like they beat this like sci-fi dead people, but like it's just like in real life. Like the real fucked up people are people. Like we do the most fucked up shit. We are the real monsters, and we saw that shit later in this episode. So then Tyrion runs up on Brienne, and he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "That's a nice little get up you got there, buddy."
Right, like the little buggy you got there. I like your buggy.
And Brienne was like, "Yes, I saw it in a vision. It was an old ass Targaryen."
Yeah.
I say, Brian think he me going window shopping.
He was window shopping. He probably made somebody do it too. Like he not Brandon Stark no more, but he still got handlers and shit. Like roll your own self, nigga. You ain't a fucking lord no more.
Old school nigga had to pick this shit up, yo.
Why is E40 sitting courtside? I'm sorry, I got distracted looking at the game. E40 sitting courtside with a headband on. That's just hilarious.
You know what?
Because that nigga get in the game.
Let people make it. You just gotta let people make it.
So then Tyrion was like, "Well, you're the Lord of Winterfell now. You're the last male Stark." And he's like, "I'm not a lord."
But I am.
He was like,
I'm not a lord.
He's like, "You don't want to be a lord?" He was like, "I don't really want anything anymore." And I was like, "What the fuck, man? This nigga."
Do he even eat? Like,
Yo, but he was chilling at the table though. He was chilling at the table. He was.
He just be in that chair throwing shade. Like just in that chair, just like he survived off shade.
So then my man Tormund shows up. Listen, everybody needs a friend like Tormund. That nigga gets it popping
all the time.
He shows up and he's like, "I got a toast." He already fucked up. He fucked up from the beginning. And he was like, I was like, he about to give a best man toast. And Tormund was like, he said something about Jon. He was like, "To the Dragon Queen." Everyone was like, "To the Dragon Queen." And Daenerys was like, "To Arya Stark, the real hero." And then everybody started cheering.
Hero Winterfell. Yeah.
So
everybody started clapping for that shit.
At this point, I'm like, look at Daenerys learning shit. She's trying to make allies with Gendry. She up and repping Arya, who's the northern hero. Like, look at her trying to learn this shit. But, she fucked up by the end.
It's too late. Yeah.
So then you saw Pod, Tyrion, and Jaime and Brienne. They basically playing that drinking game. And Tormund started telling the story about... Tormund rolls up and was like, "I saw Jon riding that thing." Davos was like, "Yeah, nigga, we all saw him on the fucking dragon." He's like, No, I saw him riding that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that is exactly what happens with white people at the bar. Like, they talk just like that.
Y'all don't even know. My man came back to life to ride with us. Like,
he was like, he's small. He stay calling him small, too. I know Jon hate that shit.
I with the short jokes. I love it.
This the first time they really showed my man Kit being that small, though. Like, without the angles.
He was sitting down, though.
No, but he was his ass cheek was on the table, but like he's small as shit.
Yeah, he a little man. That's a little man.
He's a little nigga. He is a little nigga.
But that's the first time they really showed. Yeah, that's the first time they showed it without no camera angles. Like, this nigga is really fucking short.
Mm-hmm. He gotta be like 5'8".
He's 5'9".
If you see him next to his wife, she look little, and he not that much bigger than her.
Oh yeah, he a short nigga. And then, so then he started telling the story about Jon coming back to life, and he was like, "You know who rides a dragon like that? A king. That's who do it." And then they cut to Dany.
Yeah.
Man, her face was so salty.
Woo.
This is when I said Reece might be right. I said this when I was watching it. I said she might
Told
be right.
y'all. Danny can't handle it when other people are getting shine. She
No.
just
That's that white feminism in her.
That's that white
Come
feminism.
through.
She was getting. She wasn't happy at all at this point. And then
I'm 2 glasses of wine in right now, so I'm just like, ooh, that was.
and then they show Varys in the shadows staring right at her. Varys saw that from the beginning.
Varys.
He was like, "This bitch, man." And so then they cut back to Brienne, and Brienne happy as shit. I ain't never seen her smile that much. She was happy as fuck, and then they was playing the game, and she was like, "You was married before Sansa," and then she got it wrong, saying Tyrion liked beer more than wine. I was like, that nigga love wine. And then Tyrion was staring at her, and he was like, "You're a virgin." And I was like, the record scratch.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And Brienne's face went from smile to like, "Nigga, what?" And he was like, "You ain't never fucked no women. You ain't fucked no niggas. You ain't never been nothing." And
You ain't never got your pussy on.
And Brienne was like,
You ain't even scissor girl.
Brienne was like, "May I be excused?"
No, she got the fuck up. She was like, nope, not here for this shit no more.
So,
And that's right when my man fucking Tormund comes to the table.
the Tormund come over there, and Jamie stood right in front of him.
So funny.
And I was like, Tormund and Jamie got to fight. Like, Tormund, you got to fight this nigga.
No, that's when you was like, nah, your bitch chose me, player. And you just, nigga had to eat it, yo.
Yeah,
my
but
man
Jamie,
Tormund took
get
the
to it
biggest
later.
L ever.
We'll get to it later, but Jamie was kind of feeling insecure about Tormund.
Oh, definitely.
He was a little
Without
insecure
question.
about that giant's
Because that
milk
nigga
dick.
got 2 hands, and he know that nigga too big.
Yo,
Yeah.
what I'm saying to you, if a
He
nigga
got
tell
2
you
hands.
he been drinking motherfucking Giant's milk, yeah, nigga, I'm a little intimidated. You know what I mean? Like,
And I was like, everybody needs somebody to look at them the way Tormund look at Brienne.
man, but look,
Every time.
Brienne looked at Jamie in the beginning of that scene. Was like, I'm fucking tonight. I seen that shit early.
Nah, she was looking at that nigga like, I don't know what head is, but he finna get some.
And then they cut to Pod, and some girl was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "Girl, you don't know what is about to go on with you tonight. You don't even know what's coming."
About to get
R.I.P. to
destroyed.
your walls, okay?
Oh, man.
R.I.P. to them walls.
And Pod gave him that little smile. And I was like, he got that innocent ass look, even though he know what he working with.
Pop finna throw that thing down.
And then Tormund started talking to the Hound about, I think something's going on with Jamie and Brienne. I love that woman. And the Hound's like, I don't want to hear none of this
I
shit.
don't give a fuck.
And this
Really
woman
don't
came
either.
over and was like, I ain't scared of wildlings. And Tormund was like, you should be.
Should be.
That nigga is the best. He got up, he was ready, and then the other one was trying to get with the Hound. He was like, bitch, I'm trying to finish my drink. Fuck out of here. Hound was not trying to have no fun tonight.
No fun.
I was like, all right.
He thinking about his brother. He thinking about killing his brother the whole time.
Right.
So then Sansa rolled up on the Hound. I was like, all right, this is a cool little reunion here. And Sansa was like, happy to see him and shit. And then the Hound was basically like, yeah, I'm not happy. I got something in my mind. And Sansa was like, what? He was like, mind your fucking business.
Shit was so good.
Oh,
And
bitty bitch.
then the Hound was like, I heard you was broken in good. And I was like, is broken in good Game of Thrones for rape? Like, is that what that mean?
That is what it is.
That
You
damn,
are-
it's when you have too many men in a room writing. Because I was like, that's
Exactly.
not a good way to say that at all.
Like
That's
broken
awful.
in good? Like, to be fair to the writers, but that is something the Hound would say. But I feel
Yeah.
like he shouldn't say that.
I mean, but he literally just
that
goes
is something
like,
the Hound would say.
yeah,
but he's
if you had
fucked up.
left with me, if you had left King's Landing with me,
He
that
was
would
like, if you
never
would have left with
happen.
me, none of that would have happened. And Sansa was like, without Littlefinger and Ramsay, I would have still been that little bird. And see, I had a little problem with this because I was like, you shouldn't use rape as like a plot point to make someone strong.
Yeah.
I
you
thought
could've
about my
done-
Lord
you
and
could've
Father
done without the
Kanye.
rape, sis. Like, that,
It's-
you didn't necessarily need the rape to be the queen of messy bitches. Like, that's...
But
you
it's
didn't
also
need
not
that.
true. Look at all the shit that Arya and Hound got into. Like, she would have been better off.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, get the fuck. Sansa was a pretty girl. That was part of the thing. He even told her he was a pretty girl.
Yeah, Sansa would have been dead.
She would have been dead. Yeah.
Arya was out
Ar-
there killing.
And Arya almost got killed. If Arya had her own knife, she had needle, and she had the Hound out there protecting her. But Arya would have got killed on a few occasions. So
Without that,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she she would have been dead.
I wrote, if everything I'm not makes me everything I am.
She barely made it out of King's Landing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then, I right at this point, I was like, where the hell's Arya? Why is she not celebrating? And also, Arya shouldn't have to pay for another meal, no drink, no sex for the rest of her life. She should have everything for free for the rest of her life, saving the whole world.
The whole world.
And as soon as I said that, Gendry went out looking for Arya and shit. And then they show Arya shooting arrows like Oliver
her
Queen.
Robin Hood on.
Yeah. He out there like green arrow and shit, shooting arrows. And Gendry was like, guess what? I'm a lord now. He said it with like that smile, like, yeah, I'm a lord now. And then Arya was like, good for you.
Good for you.
Man,
Good for you.
no, bro.
That's
like,
nice.
You downplaying this shit, right? This nigga is so happy to fucking humble brag and then proceeds to be like, yo, now you my bitch and you gonna be with me forever.
Yeah.
And got curve is like, nigga, we was just fucking.
Yeah.
The end of the world was happening.
She hit him with the medieval LOL, you wild.
Yeah. Gendry started begging. He basically showed up like this. And then Arya was like, yeah, that's nice, but I don't really need all that right now. I just wanted to see what that dick felt like before I go.
Talking about marriage, though.
Yeah.
Can we get a second date?
Also, he proposed with no ring.
Marriage?
I don't even know your favorite color, nigga. Damn.
That nigga proposed with no ring. And I was like, so she's supposed to say yes to you, nigga? You just became a lord.
It was just sex.
You was just fucking Gendry Snow like 2 seconds ago.
You was
Okay,
just another
so-
nigga on the hit
Can I
list.
just say this? It was really interesting when they said river, and I'm like, oh wait, that's the other set of bastards, because you know,
Oh,
It was
and
I
it's
so-
wrong.
thought it was
Winter.
waters.
It is supposed to be waters.
Waters.
They said
Right.
rivers. It's supposed to be waters.
it's Waters
Um,
book, right?
Because he's not
It's
an
supposed to be
acknowledged
water.
bastard.
I think it's the waters on the
right?
show too, but they just got it wrong this time.
But that's the thing. I'm like, I don't ever remember them saying his name before.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I thought it was
At
like
least-
an acknowledge, like the bastard name came because you had to be acknowledged, like or whatever.
Yeah, that's the
by
thing.
your
I had never heard them
and
say
Robert was
rivers
not
or
fucking with
water.
the outside kids. Robert wasn't fucking with the kids he thought was his.
Right.
No,
So I'm
Robert
like,
was
I
fucking
had
him.
never heard any kind. Only thing I heard from bastards were snow or sand.
Yeah, they have it's snow, sand, waters, rivers, the Greyjoys ones. What is the one? It's like
What's the
stone,
Greyjoys one?
stone, not stone. I forget what it is, but it's all basically
Where they live.
some earthly element or something like
Yeah.
that.
So he was just like, baby, please, baby, please. And Arya was like, listen, nigga, I'm not trying to put on no cooking smock and cook for you, nigga. I got shit to do. So I'm about to get out this house.
Again, I might call you.
Yo, but kiss the nigga in the mouth and like, oh, sweet child. You so sweet. And just get on your way. Nah, that's not happening over here, player. Damn, I felt bad for that nigga,
But
yo.
Arya, Gendry was sprung off that one
I
time.
didn't. Mm-mm.
So
And he. Phew.
I was like, all right, too
That
bad.
pussy was
Gendry.
good. That's how, like Lauren said, she got that fire shit. She got that fire.
She was like, I ain't no lady. And I was like, all right then, Arya, go ahead and go kill Cersei. I know that's what you want to do, or the Mountain, one of them two.
Right? Go ahead, sis.
So then they go to Brienne's crib, and Jamie shows up, just let himself in and shit. And
Man.
Jamie's clearly here to fuck, like clearly from the get go.
Bruh.
About to smack her ass.
His-
That gold hand wasn't playing.
Yo, my man started taking his clothes off from jump. It's like, it's hot as fucking here. Let me get comfortable.
Let me
was
tell you,
hot as
it's
hell.
like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, he pulled the. It's hot in here.
Wow, it's hot in here. Let me just take off my clothes. She's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm taking off my clothes. And then all of a
And
sudden, he
see-
starts taking off her clothes. It's like, what are you doing? I'm taking off your clothes. Wait a minute, we're not having a discussion?
So
And
then,
I really be wondering, like, that's my thing. Like, Jamie, you just think you just real fine, huh? You gonna come in here and pull your dick out like that?
Right.
I
I'm like,
mean-
is this what happens in the Lannister house? Is that what happened? Y'all
First
like,
of all-
I'm-
Yeah.
That's what
That is what happens.
When you having sex with your
So
sister.
they don't even have to verbally
True.
communicate.
so then he was like, so you know that is that Tormund giant been growing on you, huh? And and Brienne was like,
Just like a messy nigga.
nigga, you jealous, ain't you, huh? You jealous? And he was like, nah, I ain't jealous. I'm just asking.
It's curious.
And then Jamie was like, "Man, it's fucking hot," and he did the whole thing like, I got one arm, right? I got one hand. I can't take this shit off.
You ain't gonna help me. You ain't gonna help me. You ain't gonna help me, boy out. Like,
and then Brienne was like, "Nigga, let me help you with this dumbass shit." And then he started taking her shirt off, and then
it's like, what you doing?
and then Brienne was basically like this. Because she ain't never had sex before.
Wait a minute. It wasn't even that goddamn romantic.
No,
it was.
It was romantic.
It was romantic.
Was it?
It was.
For her.
Started looking in her eyes. Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
That look in her eyes. She was like, my very first time. She had the immature. She was ready.
He's just such a fuckboy to me. It's hard for me to get romance from him.
Thank you.
Man, but that shit been building for so long.
Pretty niggas can't fuck because they're selfish and they never have nobody critique them.
I mean, the only person Jamie ever been with is his sister.
That's what I was asking. That's what I got.
That nigga ain't had nobody but Cersei. And Cersei, the thing is, Cersei been getting dick. Cersei been getting all kind of dick, but
she sleep with every cousin. Wait a minute, are you a Lannister? Get in this. Are you a Lannister? Hold on. It's like,
and let me tell you, Euron Greyjoy is a trash nigga, but I know that dick is immaculate because a bullshit ass nigga that can't do nothing right and that's annoying as fuck.
Can't fuck.
110%. It's science. That nigga dick is fire. I know it is.
I mean, can we not look at our communities? Can we not? I don't want to be that person, but like that nigga ain't shit. But blew my back out.
You know that dick is immaculate. That's why she wasn't. That's why he ain't dead yet.
Yes, she ain't dead.
She like that cockiness. She like it.
So then they go back to John's crib, and John drunk, and Danny walk in. And he's like, "Are you drunk, nigga?" And he was like, "No," and then stumbled his ass over there.
Yo, I didn't realize at this point Danny still want to fuck John. I didn't realize
she likes that little nigga.
That shit fucked me up too, cause like
they love that little nigga.
Cause they have been making eyes at each other, and like we ain't really had no dialogue to see that like they good, but like
also
she just wants some dick.
Also, I noticed that Daenerys ain't drank no wine the whole episode.
Nah. What you thinking?
So, everybody else pregnant.
This is the medieval times. They not on that alcohol poisoning stuff.
Yeah, they are because
Cersei said stop drinking.
Cersei ain't stopped drinking.
Yeah, but if you remember when Tyrion rolled up on her, he was like, "Oh, you ain't been drinking." That's how he figured out she was pregnant. Remember last season?
Damn.
But that wasn't how he remembered. That's not how he figured it out because of the way she was holding her stomach. He's like, "You're pregnant."
I thought it was the drinking thing. Maybe you're right.
Well, she wasn't. He poured her a whole cup because that's like the only thing they had in common was them niggas like to drink. And she had kind of like pushed the cup away. She didn't it wasn't like a big deal, but she kind of just like didn't drink it right away like she usually would. And then she put her hand on her stomach. And that nigga was like, God damn, y'all motherfuckers is pregnant again.
Y'all. God damn it.
You and Jamie, y'all weird motherfuckers.
So what do you say when you're the other brother? It's like, wait a minute, y'all.
I be wondering, like, Tyrion, how do you feel about that? Like,
I feel like y'all need to have a discussion. It's like
they fucking.
Right. It's like, how do you just excuse this? Like, so I'm y'all brother too, and I never got these urges.
Whoa. But they twins though, so
that's worse.
That's better.
I don't know. I mean, they close
like worse.
Like somehow it makes it worse.
That's why that makes it worse.
It does make it worse.
So I got this scene right here because I wanted to play this scene for Reece because I felt like Reece was cheering at the TV at this scene. So I'm gonna play this scene.
I wish you'd never told me. If I didn't know, I'd be happy right now. I try to forget. Tonight I did for a while, and then I saw them gathered around you. I saw the way they looked at you. I know that look. So many people have looked at me that way, but never here. Never on this side of the sea.
I told you I don't want it.
It doesn't matter what you want. You didn't want to be king in the north. What happens when they demand you press your claim and take what is mine?
I'll refuse. refuse. You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
You can say nothing to anyone ever. Never tell them who you really are. Swear your brother and Samwell Tarly to secrecy and tell no one else. Or it will take on a life of its own and you won't be able to control it or what it does to people. No matter how many times you bend the knee. No matter what you swear.
Dany was losing it. So, Reece, at that scene, what were you thinking?
I'm thinking she's first trying to manipulate him. Like, she's taking advantage of him because he's kind of drunk right here. And she brings this up and it changes the mood. But then she's trying to manipulate him by saying, I love you. I'm begging you. Please don't tell them. I want to be with you. But she's not really saying she wants to be with him. She's saying, I don't want you to take what belongs to me. And it's like, bitch, it don't belong to you. It never belonged to you. And I hate what the show is doing because they're setting this up like it's this man is taking away something that belonged to Dany, when the fact is Jon is ahead of Dany in the line of succession, whether he was a man or a woman. If Jon was, Jane Snow right now, he would still be ahead of Dany in the line of succession. So this is not about, some feminist thing about a man taking away Dany's right to the throne. He's not ahead of her because he's a man. And I hate what they're doing with this because they're trying to play it that way, and I'm not having it.
But in this world, it does make it more of a difference that he's a man.
Yes, but he would still.
He's more palatable that because he's
exactly.
It's palatable because he's a man, but his claim is still better than hers because.
Yeah, his claim is still strong.
His claim is still strong, but I feel like even if his claim wasn't as strong, because it's him and they like him,
yes,
they would push it.
Let me ask you this: was Jon ever king?
He was king in the North.
No, I'm talking about like when Rhaegar died. Like, was he? What happened with that? Like, was he ever king? When did Robert become the king? Like, was there
you saying was Rhaegar ever king? No, Rhaegar was second. King. Rhaegar was second in line.
Okay.
To the Mad King.
Okay.
To the Mad King.
Because Jaime killed the Mad King.
And then it was Viserion.
They killed the Mad King. They killed whoever else. They killed Rhaegar.
So Rhaegar died before the Mad King.
Rhaegar died before the Mad King.
Yeah, because Rhaegar is the Mad King's oldest son.
Okay.
And so his oldest son would be next in line, or his oldest person would be next in line. Then it was Viserion.
Was there ever a void or something when Jon was technically the king?
Yeah, no.
No, because Robert became the king.
Robert became the king immediately. Okay.
And here's the thing: if Viserion was a woman, she would be ahead of Dany.
But okay, so there's another question. Since Dany restored Gendry's name, wouldn't he have a bigger claim?
Yeah, that's why she put. That's why she did that.
Because my head is spinning.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's real though. That's all real.
It's like he's a Baratheon.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but she restored him knowing that he would never get any support from anybody else because he's a bastard that she just legitimized. And plus she legitimized him, but that doesn't mean anything. Dany is not the queen of the Seven Kingdoms right now. She's just
Cersei is still acknowledged as
the queen.
It would still have to be Cersei to restore it, right?
Until she wins.
Or until Dany takes the throne, if she ever takes the throne, but she's not.
Yeah, she was.
So what she said doesn't really mean anything. She's just trying to get out.
If that nigga have been like, well, actually, bitch, I'm about to go sit on the Iron Throne because.
Right, that's what
Listen, sis.
He's the only living Baratheon.
John was
How about
like,
you bend the fucking knee, bitch? Like,
John was like, I love you, but I have family too. And so she was like, Sansa hates me, nigga. What the fuck? That bitch hates me. Don't tell her. That was the last person she wanted him to tell, and she was right because
I didn't like it because it just sounded so whiny.
She was whiny.
Daenerys, I get it, bitch. You done been through hell, and it ain't nothing like a white woman who didn't been through something for them.
That's entitled to something.
But I was just like, girl, and it feels selfish because Jon been thinking he a bastard his whole life. He been eating at the little bullshit side table. Been having to deal with Caitlyn rolling her eyes every fucking day. Like, he done been through some shit. And now he finally understands and knows who he is. and he can't even like relish in that a little bit because you like, nah, you can't tell nobody. That's a little selfish.
Don't tell nobody because that's what's best for me.
So Reece,
don't tell your family.
I'm a white woman and my feelings matter.
So Reece, do you think Dany's going to try to kill the people who know?
She ain't that dumb.
I don't think
she can't. She doesn't. It's too many. She doesn't know how many people know.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Varys know now. So listen, King Landon knows. She gonna kill everybody. Cause that
I mean, but that like Varys and Tyrion had that conversation.
Yeah, we'll get to that. All right. So then they go to, she was like, Jon was like, "You are my queen. Nothing will change." And Dany was like, she was like, "We can live together as a family." And Dany was like, "Yeah, we can. I just told you how." With the straightest fucking face. The straightest face.
Them
just
tears
walked
dried
off.
up so quick.
So quick.
That ain't about no love. She realized Jon wasn't going to do what she said, so then she got threatening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So then
I still have at least. I have two dragons. I will burn you alive.
So then they go to the war room, and Grey Worm was like, "Yeah, half our niggas is gone." And then Jon was like, "Yeah, half the North gone too." And I was like, "Y'all niggas don't got nobody." And then Varys was like, "Yeah." And then he put more blocks on there. He was like, "Yeah, Cersei just got the Golden Company, so let me add like 5 or 6 more blocks for them niggas over there." And Dany, the whole time, Dany's eyes is like fire. And she's like, I just want to burn. And her face is like, I just want to burn this shit down. Just let me burn this shit down. And then Tyrion was like, the objective is to remove Cersei without destroying King's Landing because, if you go in there and burn 10,000 people, they're not really going to fuck with you.
I thought Dany was going to be like, nigga, fuck King's Landing. She did. She just was like, okay.
And so then Varys was like, the new Prince of Dorne supports Daenerys. And then Tyrion was like, the niggas was like, I don't give a fuck about them. Like, Cersei don't give a fuck about them.
Okay, question. Who is the Prince of Dorne?
I was
they just threw that shit out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
They killed everybody over there.
Everybody. Wait a minute. The guy in the wheelchair is gone.
The little boy
is dead.
I think it's got to be a black man. And I was, black man.
But the thing about it,
no, it ain't that black man.
don't. I think he had more children. It's just that we only saw one child. Does he have more children?
No, we only saw one.
They killed little Prince boy. They fucked him up.
Right, that's what they said. The new Prince of Dorne. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Well, y'all just going and get niggas. But like I said, they got a different system over there because they bastard. It's probably a little random Dornish bastard running they shit. Because
they had an open relationship. They had an open relationship too. So
some little girls was like, yeah, our last name Sand, and what? We still royal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all confused. I'm like, wait a minute, the new Prince of Dorne, aren't they all dead?
So
aren't they all dead?
Tyrion was like,
I hate my boy in the wheelchair when I like that because
right.
He just wanted to sit out there and chill in the sun. He's like, I don't want to get no mess. Listen, they didn't already kill.
I'm not trying to be messy.
Leave these white people alone.
He was like, leave the whites alone.
Look, can I just fuck my cousin? I don't have time for this.
I'm not in this with y'all.
Not at all. Like,
so then, Tyrion was like, I watch the people of King's Landing rebel against the king when they go hungry. And it's like, yeah, that's why Cersei brought all the people into the Red Keep on purpose because she's smart. See, here's the thing. Here's the difference between Jon and Dany. Cersei is smart. Them niggas are stupid. And so she keep outsmarting them every step.
Care.
Yeah, she don't care
at all.
And so they was like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to surround the city so no food can get in so the people can starve and they'll turn on Cersei. And Dany was basically like, all right, niggas, I'll try it your way. Whatever. That's basically her attitude. And then Sansa, listen, this was my favorite part of the episode. Sansa started talking. They showed fucking Jon's face. Jon turned around. He turned around, looked at Sansa like, what does this bitch want? Like, she started talking. He had that face like,
no, God. I think Jon knows how crazy Dany is. So anytime, and he knows that her and Dany and Sansa don't get along. So he's like, please, Sansa, this bitch is crazy. Let me get her and her dragon.
She will burn you alive. Please stop talking.
And he knows Sansa got a smart ass mouth. And that's the thing. She gonna egg Dany the fuck on. She can't help it.
So Sansa's like, and here's the thing. Sansa was right though. Sansa was like,
she was low key right because them niggas was exhausted. Like that wasn't a smart plan.
Sansa's like, these niggas just fought. You need to give them some time to recuperate. Like, the fuck? They just got done fighting dead people, nigga. And I'm like, Sansa right. And I was like, of course, Jon and Dany going to do something stupid. And then, this is what I wrote in my notes. I said, Jon and Dany going to say something stupid. And then Dany was like, so you mean to tell me I risked my army to come here and help you? And you want to keep your people away from me? From helping me? And then Sansa was like, they your people too, if you the queen, bitch. That's basically what she said. And then Jon was like, listen, the North will hold their promises, all right? They'll follow what the queen says. And Sansa was basically like, you pussy whipped, nigga. Like God damn, you whipped. And so they was like, and then Tyrion was like, Tyrion was trying to stay out. He was like, I guess we good then. And everybody left. And then Sansa and Arya stopped right in front of Jon. Was like, nigga, hold up. Wait, you ain't going nowhere.
We need to have a word.
We need to talk.
Family meeting right the fuck now.
We need to talk right now.
Stark family meeting right now, right here on me.
So then
we're going to the tree.
So their plan was, so their last plan was Jon and Davos and the armies was going to go down the King's Road, the slow way to King's Landing, and then then Dany and Tyrion and Varys and a few of the Unsullys were going to take these ships and go to Dragonstone. So that's their plan. All right. I said, okay, that's your plan. Fine. So then they go outside to the Godswood, and Jon is like, listen, bitch, we would be dead without her and them dragons. What's wrong with y'all? And I'm like, that's the best argument you got. Like, that's
it's not. But I hate this
necessarily.
Because no, because the dragons didn't do shit. The Night King laughed in that bitch's face when she tried to burn him, and he kept walking. He didn't even try to kill her. He turned around and kept walking.
He didn't even care.
He didn't even care.
Because when Jon was following him, that shit was so funny to me. Because he turned around like, nigga, what the fuck you finna do? don't ever follow me, nigga. Don't ever walk up on me.
Like, Dany helped, but she didn't save everybody. And the dragons
save it at all.
Yeah, but her people, if they didn't have them people there, they'd have all been dead before.
They needed her African American.
Yeah.
Very true.
Anyway.
Pretty much. It's like all her people died first. It's like
Dany bought all her African
that was the point.
And her Latinos.
It was just to hold them off.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. She did a good thing, but she didn't, like, she wasn't being kind by helping them. She didn't, like, if she would have, say she didn't go up there, everybody would have died, and she just would have died. Her whole army would have died down south, except she would have been on the Iron Throne when everybody died.
Yeah,
right.
Them niggas would have been wilding by the time they got
there. They would have been way
Landing
bigger by the time they got there.
All them people.
So then, so then Sansa was like, no, she didn't. Arya killed the Night King. I was like, she's so shady. And then Jon was like, you know what I mean, bitch. And then Arya was like, listen, Jon, I know what you mean. You gotta hold your promise. I respect that. But also, I don't trust that bitch. And we don't trust that bitch. And then Jon was like, how are you gonna make any allies if you don't trust anybody out your own hood? And Arya was like, I don't need allies. I was like,
I'm doing pretty good by myself.
My man Brandon,
like, nigga, I can fight.
Brandon's in the background the whole time. You ain't set that part up. Brandon's in the background.
Brandon just sitting there because he ain't Brandon. Brandon probably like, why y'all dragging me in this fucking meeting? I'm not Brandon Stark no more.
Brandon had probably seen a preview of this argument. He had one of them Raven moments and was like, oh, here we go.
Because the nigga told Terry, I live in the past these days.
And then Arya was like,
y'all niggas today.
Arya's like, we the
last.
Let
me go find a crow. Where the crows at?
Arya was like, we the last of the Starks. And Jon was like, I'm not a Stark. And then Sansa was like, he loved that line too. I'm not a Stark. And Sansa was like, you're just as much as one of us. And then they had that conflicted look on Jon's. You know what Jon's face looked like? Remember the Chappelle Show skit with Prince when they zoomed in on his face? Oh. And he was looking confused and shit.
Yes.
That's exactly what Jon's face was like right there. He's like, I don't know what to say. And then Jon was like, and then Jon looked at Bran, and Bran was like, it's your choice.
I was like, what?
And he was like, listen, I need y'all to pinky swear for me real quick. And then Sansa's like, bitch, what you want me to swear for before you tell me this shit? And he was like, listen, I need you to pinky swear me right now like we kids.
That's why he should have known Sansa's bitch ass was going to tell him.
Right. Like, she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, I can't be doing that.
I ain't agreeing
to
shit.
This
Yeah.
might be some juicy shit. I can't make no promises, brother.
And so then Arya was like, I swear. And then Sansa was like, I swear. And then John was like, and then John bitch ass was like, Brienne, tell them. I was like, you couldn't even tell him?
See, he didn't break his promise to Danny.
And see now.
Oh, see, he trying to be slick.
Loophole. Got a loophole.
Like, you said you didn't want me to say anything. You didn't say you didn't want them to know.
So then they cut away. They didn't even show them tell them. They told them off screen. So then they cut. This was one of my favorite parts too. Then Jaime and Tyrion are drinking. And Tyrion's talking about, he was like, oh, so you had to climb that woman, didn't you, Jaime? And he was like, I've been waiting years to tell tall jokes. And then Jaime was laughing. Then he was like, tell me about that pussy. And Jaime was like, sir, that is none of your business. And Tyrion was like, nigga, I ain't had sex in years. Tell me something, nigga. I don't got no porn hub.
And I don't want to hear about Cersei's pussy, so tell me about this.
Right. I'm like, I don't want to hear about you having sex with my sister.
He like,
you don't have prostitutes and Essos? Why couldn't Tyrion have sex?
Yeah, I was like, he ain't had no hoes. That's probably what's wrong with him then.
Yeah, that's what's wrong. He ain't got no release. I was like, he's like, I've been on the run. I had to fight Rockman. I'm up here around Daenerys, man. They don't got no porn hub.
I gotta watch this bitch 24/7 because she's crazy. These dragons ignorant.
Yeah, they ain't got no X videos, no porn hub, nothing, man. They ain't got no internet around here. And so Jaime was like, listen, nigga, fuck you. I'm not telling you shit. And so, and then Bronn walks in with the fucking crossbow. And I was like, oh, shit. And
I knew it. I knew he wouldn't do it.
And so then Bronn was like, yeah, Sansa offered me River Run to kill yo asses. And I'm thinking about doing that shit. But then I thought, she ain't going to beat that dragon, bitch. But then if I came here and, kill some of her top generals, maybe that shit will flip over. And then Tyrion was like, you ain't going to do that shit. So I got this scene, too.
You remember our promise? A nigga say you remember our promise?
Hold on, I got this scene, too, because that shit was funny. Hold up.
You're a knight, thanks to me.
Thanks to me. And that title's worth as much as a blonde hair from your brother's balls.
Power resides where men believe.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just trying.
I've never hit a dwarf before, but say another word and I will belt you.
See, I don't believe you do that.
You can do it on your best day, you one-handed fuck, and your best days are long gone.
Oh, you broke my nose.
I did not break it.
That shit was so funny. He punched the shit out of Tyrion, and then Jaime got up and he said, you can't do shit, you one-handed fuck.
Sit your ass down, ass down before I make change, Jaime.
Also, I forgot to say this earlier, but I had this in my notes. Like, do you think Jaime slapped Brienne in the ass with his gold hand when he was hitting it from the back?
I know he did. If I'm fucking a nigga with a gold hand, you better slap my cheeks with that gold ass hand, nigga. I want my ass to feel red.
That's probably what I was thinking about that the whole time. So then,
big ass red print.
Bronn said, "I'm betting on the Dragon Queen," and then Bronn was like, "Tyrion's like, you remember our deal?" He was like, "Yeah, you said you'll pay me double," and then Tyrion was like, "What's double of River Run?" And Tyrion was like, "Highgarden." And I was like, "It ain't no more Tyrells left either. They all gone."
Remember, they killed them all.
And shit. Like who is?
They killed them all.
I feel like it gotta be some Tyrell cousins or something.
Nope.
Nah, man. Nah.
He killed all of them.
They dusted all of them niggas, like effortlessly.
So who been running River Run? That shit probably overgrown and shit. Nobody been cutting the grass.
That shit got to be musty and dusty. Cause ain't nobody cleaning that shit.
Who phone going off?
That's me.
Oh.
I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's going.
No, that's fine. It was just funny ringtone. So Jaime was like, Bronn ain't gonna kill us, man. He bluffing. That nigga shot an arrow right by his head.
Sure. He only need one.
And Bronn was like, and then Jaime was like, they're not gonna let you run River Run, yo. You got this by nefarious means. And Bronn was basically like, nigga, your ancestors were slave owners. What you talking about? That's basically what he said.
All y'all niggas raggedy.
He was like, your Uncle Lannister went over there and just took that shit. Like, and they listened, and that's how y'all got Castle Rock. And he was like, listen. He was like, my fighting days is done. I ain't fighting in this damn war, but I still got some killing days left. So
that was so good.
If y'all break off y'all promise, this crossbow gonna be in y'all head. And I was like, yo, Bronn is the man. I love that dude. He bought his bread. He was basically like, yo, y'all Lannister's been lying to me for 8 seasons. I've been waiting on this damn castle for 8 seasons. So he's like, I almost got poisoned by this fine ass sand snake and everything. So then they cut to the Hound, and he riding a horse, and he look angry as shit. I'm like, this nigga needs some joy in his life. And he on his way down south, and what happened? Oh yeah, the Arya comes out of nowhere.
Arya pull up.
And so Arya just pulled up, and the Hound was like, he was like, it must have felt good sticking that horn fucker in the stomach. And I was like, yeah, I bet that shit did feel good. Hold up. I can't hear nobody. Steph.
You mean?
What's wrong?
Oh, y'all still there?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, everything sounded real quiet. It was like everything was on mute, and I saw your face. All right, my bad. So then the Hound was like, they was talking. He was like, yeah, I'm going down there, and I ain't coming back. And the Arya was like, yeah, I probably ain't coming back either. And he was like, you gonna leave me to die if I get hurt? And Arya was like, yeah, probably. And so I think both of these niggas gonna fight the Mountain. It's gonna be like a 2-on-1 shit in King's Landing.
And then that's when she gonna get Cersei?
See, I think Jaime's getting Cersei, and we're gonna.
I mean, yeah.
So
it's set up perfect for that.
Steph, do you think all the Mountain, the Hound, and Arya are gonna die? All three of them, or two of them, or one of them?
I think the Clegane Bowl is going to end up just the way it did with the Hound and Oberyn. Both of them are going to die.
Oh, they're going to fight each other and kill each other?
Yeah, but I think the Hound is going to die last.
Okay, so the Hound going to win. What do you think, Lauren?
Listen, I was thinking that they were going to both die, but see, now I'm waiting on Grey Worm to just slide in at the last minute and just.
Oh, yeah, now he got something to be mad at the Mountain.
He's big fucking man. Like, I feel like them niggas going to be fighting, and the Hound, I don't know, the Mountain might start getting the best of his brother, and fucking Grey Worm going to come out of there, like, motherfucking fire with a spear and be like, I'm not Oberyn. I'm not that nigga at all.
Reece, what about you? Who you think all three of them going to survive or die?
I mean, no, I think Arya's going to live. The Hound and the Mountain are probably going to die. I mean, this is so not interesting to me. Like, the Mountain is not even, he's not barely human right now. So he doesn't speak. I don't know. He just, whatever.
It's going to be an interesting fight. It's not going to be as good as the Oberyn fight, though.
No, because he was alive at that time, so it was like he was a real person.
He moves a lot slower now. Yeah, he moves a lot slower now too.
Now
he really ain't as cold as everybody. You know what I mean? He a big motherfucker, but if you think about it, remember Loras knocked him off the horse when they was dueling that time. So
yeah,
I mean, he let little pretty ass Loras, dust him. He really ain't. His hands ain't that cold.
So then they had Sansa talking to Tyrion, and Sansa asked, he's like, "Why her, Tyrion?" And so, Tyrion loved Daenerys too. I think he loved her too. And he know he can't be with her. But he was like, she loves your brother. And Sansa was like, that don't mean she going to be a good queen, nigga. And then
agreed.
Tyrion was like, you're determined to hate this bitch, ain't you? And then he was like, we need to have a good relationship between the crown and the north. It's necessary. And she was like, well, her and Jon seem to get along together. The north and the crown going to be fine. And Tyrion was like, nigga, the nigga going to be down King's Landing. You know you going to be the leader up here in the north. And Sansa was like, you're queen. And Tyrion was like, she's your queen too. And he was like, don't provoke her. And Sansa was like, ooh, nigga, you scared. You scared of her. And then Tyrion was like, all good leaders need to put some fear in some people. And then Sansa was like, the men of my family, they don't do well in the capital. Like, I don't want Jon down there.
I was like, facts on top of facts on top of facts.
Big fucking facts.
And then Tyrion
them niggas don't do well outside of Winterfell.
Yeah, them do well outside of Winterfell. And then Tyrion was like, yeah, but your brother's not a Stark. And Sansa was like, nigga, if you only knew. That's what her face was like. If you only knew the truth. And then Tyrion... Tyrion was like, I believe in her. I think she wants to make the world a better place. And he started walking off. And I was like, all right. And then Sansa was like, what if there was someone better? And I was like, oh, you snitching already? Like, it's been 5 minutes.
The little finger jumped out of her.
Little finger.
She knew the minute she told Tyrion, she was really telling Varys.
Yes. Look, Sansa is so much smarter than Dany. It's ridiculous. She is so much smarter than the Nick and Jon. Like she learned from the best. She learned from Cersei and Littlefinger. They the best conners in the fucking world. So she know what she's doing. So Lauren, what do you think Sansa's plan is? What do you think she wants?
I think she just wants Dany out the game. Like, I think she wants to see Cersei burn for what she did, but I really think she wants Dany out the game by any means necessary. I told you, the way she was just looking at them dragons, I was like, nigga, that's who called your run and told him to be in the water, because she was looking at them dragons the way Ghost be looking at them dragons. Like, she has, like, the ultimate resentment, and I think she just wants things she wants things to go back to the way they were, but ultimately she wants Dany out the game.
Reece, what are you thinking? I know you're on Team Sansa.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think she doesn't trust Dany, and I don't think you can trust Dany. I don't think you can trust somebody who has the most powerful weapons in the world. Nobody else has anything close to fight her. I mean, until later in the episode where they have a weapon, but we don't know that yet. Sansa doesn't know that. So yeah, I wouldn't trust somebody with like nuclear weapons, and I only got like a handgun. So yeah, I want to get that bitch out of here.
Pretty much.
And the fact that her closest allies are afraid of her is a big problem.
Yeah, they all afraid
because
of her.
you have to depend on them to keep her straight. Or depend on Dany to be like a good person, and like, I don't know, Sansa knows better than to depend on the niceness of people around
She know better.
in Westeros.
She know way better. So then they cut to Jon saying bye to Tormund. And he was like, "You not riding that dragon down south?" And he was like, "Nah, Rhaegar need a break. I don't need to be weighing him down." And he was like, "You weigh about as much as 2 fleas fucking."
Man, that was good. Ooh.
What kind of analogy is that? That's so good.
It's truthful.
That's just so good. And so Tormund was like, "Listen, I'm taking the free folk home, man. We had enough time in the south." Jon was like, "Nigga, this is the north. What the fuck you talking about? This is the south." Tormund's like a nigga from like Nova Scotia, and he go on vacation to fucking New York in December, and they walking around with shorts and shit. Like it's cold, like it's hot outside. Like I was like, nigga, it's cold up here, nigga. You need to go down south, feel what that fucking shit feel like. And Tormund was like, nah, the women don't like me down here. I need to go back to free folk. So Jon told Tormund, he was like, look, Ghost need to have a home where he can run around and play. Like he need a big backyard and shit. So you need to take him with you. And
the animal rescue and shit.
That was them telling us stop asking about Ghosts. Like that was the right thing.
Yeah.
Like
that was,
y'all know where he is. Y'all
Ghost
don't have to ask.
Ghost ain't do shit. Yeah.
Also, he didn't even say bye to Ghost though. That was kind of shitty.
No, he chucked up those deuces, hopped on his horse, and rode out.
Ghost was just looking like, nigga, you ain't gonna say shit.
Ghost was like, well, fuck you, so then, nigga.
So Jon and Gilly rolled up, Sam and Gilly rolled up, and this made me think. I was like, how long does it take these niggas to get dressed in the morning? Like I feel like they wear the most clothes. Like they all have on like 7 layers of clothes.
You have to
all the time. And Sam wear the same outfit like the old cartoons, like Fred Flintstone. Every time he came on, he had the same outfit. I feel like Sam wear that same outfit every day.
All I be thinking about is how musty they are. I know the niggas is big
think about that
musty.
All of them.
Look, and Dorne, the people look all clean.
Especially Tormund. Y'all know Tormund musty than the motherfucker.
Right?
He be sweating. I mean, shit. God damn.
So Jon hugs Gilly, and he was like, "Oh, you pregnant?" And Sam is smiling, and Sam was like, "Yeah, I put it on her in Old Town, nigga."
Slapping them cheeks.
The whole time, brother. It's cold. It's cold. Them lights is long, and I got to get this. Beat them cheeks. He was beating them cheeks. I appreciate it.
And Gilly was like, "If it's a boy, we want to name him Jon." And Jon was like, "Well, I hope it's not a boy. I hope it's a girl." And Sam was like,
"Bitch, my name is Aegon like shit." That's what he was thinking. Like, bitch, I think that's not my name.
My name is Aegon like a motherfucker.
I wonder if Sam told Gilly. She probably don't even understand.
Gilly was there.
Gilly was there. That's right.
Gilly was the one that found the information.
Yeah, that's
she don't
right.
get enough credit.
Like, don't.
And then Sam was like, "You're the best friend I've ever had." And Jon was like, "Same." And then he pieced out Ghost and left. So then we almost done. So we got cut to sailing south. They showed Missandei and Grey Worm holding hands. I was like, they just did that to fuck with us.
I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm like,
I knew she was
Did
about
y'all
to
see
die.
when she got taken though?
I
they
knew
didn't
she
show
was
it.
about to die when they were reminiscing. Like, I want to go to the beach. I'm like, oh no, them niggas dying.
Yeah, we all did that.
It's like,
right
oh
there.
no. Mm-mm.
So then they had this was interesting. They had Tyrion and Varys talking about Jon's real origin. So Tyrion's snitching already. He couldn't wait to tell Varys.
Well, he didn't have to keep it secret.
Couldn't hold water.
And so Varys is like, it's not a secret. How many people know? Tyrion was like, including us, 8. And he was like, well, that shit ain't no secret no more.
Well, that ain't no secret.
And then Tyrion was like, that nigga don't want the throne. And Varys was like, it don't matter. People are drawn to him. And Tyrion says, well, they love each other. Why don't we marry them? And I was like, well, it's not a bad idea. And Varys was like, nigga, that's his aunt. And Tyrion's like, they ain't never stopped no Targaryens before. Varys like, bitch, he ain't know he was a Targaryen until 2 weeks ago. Like, that shit don't fly in the north.
Like, them Northerners ain't with that weird shit.
And so then Varys was like, I'm worried about Dany's state of mind. Everybody can see that. Everybody can see that hating Dany except Tyrion. Like, everybody can see it.
I think Tyrion sees it though.
Oh,
That's why he's scared. I think
he's super
sees
scared.
it.
Yeah.
I think Tyrion just don't want. He backed the wrong horse, and he's just not willing to let that go. Which is why he keeps going back to Cersei too. Like he keeps trying the same dumb shit over and over again, and it's like, Tyrion, you made a bad decision.
So then Tyrion was like, we still have to take King's Landing. Maybe Cersei will kill us and solve all the problems. So then the dragons come flying. I was like, why are they just showing them flying? Something about to happen. And as soon as I said that, a fucking arrow came out of nowhere, hit that nigga right in the heart. Then another one in the heart, then another one in the neck. Done. Dragon dead. I was like, oh shit, I thought we were getting a slow episode. This dragon is fucking dead. So then
Qyburn coming through.
This part pissed me off. They fucking hit Rhaegal with 3 straight arrows in perfect positions.
Fuck them, yo. Yeah,
this nigga Drogon is running right at him. All of them niggas missed. All of them missed. Then she flew away, and all of them niggas missed. They missed like 50 arrows trying to hit Drogon. I was like, what kind of fucking bullshit is this? And that nigga got away, and Dany got away. And they flew to Dragonstone. And then Euron turned the Scorpion on the ships. And then Tyrion almost got impaled. That nigga was almost dead. And then Tyrion was like, let me do my best Theon impression and hop off this ship real quick.
Yo, that's exactly what I thought.
And they washed up on Dragonstone, and Grey Worm was like, Missandei. And that nigga was fucked. That pain on his face, that was some good acting right there.
That's so real. Yeah, that's good.
That's some good acting. That nigga dove right back in the water. He probably swam already back all the way out there looking for her. So then they go to King's Landing, and Cersei was like, go ahead, Devin.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I really wish they would have shown it when she was taken, because I was like, I thought she was dead.
Yeah, I thought she was dead too. So then Cersei was like, our message was received well, huh? And Cersei was like, you know what? We're going to let all the people in the Red Keep and then make Dany kill him. I was like, she's so smart. And then she told Euron she was pregnant, and that nigga looked happy as shit. That nigga.
Child, like, you dumb as hell. You are dumb as hell.
But here's the thing.
Euron is a dumbass.
Euron touched his face. Cersei looked so disgusted by that nigga.
But look, the thing about it, Cersei ain't say shit. My man, Qyburn, like, he ain't say shit. You know what I mean? Like, nobody said anything. But he looked at Qyburn. Qyburn gave him the head nod, and he think that's his kid.
Mm-hmm. So then Cersei got so much shade too, and so she started walking out and walked right past Missandei and was like, "So much for the breaker of chains." So fucked up. That's so fucked up, man. She is so fucked up. So then they go to the Dragonstone War Room, and they was like, Daenerys was like, I'm about to storm the fucking city and kill all the enemies. And Varys was like, look, bitch, I told you. If I ever think you fucking up, I'm going to look you right in the eye and tell you. This is stupid. And Dany was like, you saw my child fall from the sky? And Varys was like, listen, Cersei needs to die, but if you kill all them people, what kind of queen are you? You the same person you claim to be against. And don't destroy the city you came to save. And Dany was like, look, I'm here to free the world from tyrants. And she said that shit so unironically. like so unironically.
Yeah, she don't ever have any like. She don't have no self-awareness.
None.
Like,
Awareness,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah, not at all.
And Tyrion was like, "This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell Cersei surrender or die." I was like, "Good nigga, this shit's stupid. Don't do this shit. This is dumb." You think? Why do you always believe in Cersei? There's no reason to believe in her. None. That there's any good in her. And then Danny was like, "You know what? I'll do that shit because the people in King's Landing should know who's the reason why they gonna all die." And I was like, "God damn." So then they go to Varys and Tyrion again, and this was the good one. This is when they was really arguing. And so they basically was like, Varys' whole point was, look, this bitch is crazy. She gonna do some stupid shit. I don't trust her, and I go with my gut, and I gotta protect the realm, and my gut's saying I don't trust her. And Tyrion was like, listen, the reason is we here to make sure she don't do that dumb shit. And Jon don't even want the throne. And Varys was like, have you ever thought that maybe somebody not wanting the throne would be the best leader? And I was like, that could be a good point. But here's the thing, Jon's not a leader though. He's not a leader at all. So, whose side was you on, Lauren?
I'm not say I'm anti-Daenerys because I feel her struggle, but no, I'm of two minds because yeah, you would think somebody who's not power hungry in the way that Daenerys is would be good, but also we had a king who didn't want to be king, and that was Robert Baratheon, and you see what happened with that. So,
but Robert wanted to be king. Robert wanted the
he didn't
perks
want to rule.
of being
You're
king.
right. He didn't want to do the work.
Yeah, he didn't want to do no work.
He wanted the king discount. He wanted the king house. He didn't want to have to like actually like do some shit. So okay, that's a little bit different.
So I know where.
Okay. But I don't know how bright Jon is though. Sometimes like he got a lot of heart,
not.
But it take a lot to run a kingdom. It does, and I don't know. Sometimes Jon like critical thinking skills don't be right.
I know where Reece is at on this. Stephanie, whose side were you on?
After the dragon got killed, I was like, you know what? I'm still Team Daenerys. I feel like she's going to be on the throne. I just feel like she shouldn't be the one. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep, like I've been saying since episode 1, it should be Sansa. She is the smartest person in the room. And I'm like, how the hell did that happen? When did Sansa started she being the smartest person in the room?
I think Sansa has always been smart. People just didn't like.
But the first couple seasons, she was a certifiable dumb ass.
Yeah, she was.
No, she was. She was actually really smart when she was in the Capitol. Like when she in the first few episodes, she was a little girl. She wanted to get married.
She was being stupid, but she was still being stupid.
She was being stupid with Joffrey.
That's why I'm like, as soon as she got out of the Capitol and she started, I feel like as soon as she started living and started seeing like, man, y'all really ain't shit. I gotta really think for myself is when she started getting smart.
But I think
when she stopped listening to all those other men.
She knew all that in the Capitol though, which is why she would never break character. Once her father died, once everything sort of turned against her, it's how she got Joffrey not to kill Sir Dantos, by telling him the story about how whatever stupid story.
You need a jester. You need a person.
Yeah, you need a jester. You need to do these things. Like she made up stupid shit to help.
That is true.
Like Sansa was the one that helped all the women stay calm during the battle of the Blackwater. She was like getting drunk and trying to get her drunk. She kept everybody calm. Like she's been doing all this stuff for a long time.
But she only started doing that after she realized what Joffrey was. Remember, she was very gaga over Joffrey until Joffrey got that boy killed.
Because she would exactly.
No, she snitched on that boy.
Joffrey was a nice kid for a while. I mean, we saw
a monster.
No, as the audience, we saw how Joffrey was like a spoiled like brat, but for her, he was a prince. He's the guy she's supposed to marry.
Look, Reece got me on Team Sansa. I'm all the way there now.
That's what I told you. Yeah. I like Sansa. What I'm saying is that at first she was like, I just want to be a princess, and oh my gosh, I love Joffrey. And then she really, the bloom was off the rose. She was like, oh hell. He's
And,
not
I mean,
like
She got to survive too, though. She
seeing your daddy get his head chopped off
And
would
then-
probably do some things. too.
exactly. Now she's like, oh, I can't. Okay, let me just act like
But I have
I'm
like-
not devastated.
I forgot about how she had kind of learned how to manipulate and deal with Joffrey.
Mhm.
And that did show a level of intelligence because there were moments where Cersei couldn't even, ring Joffrey in. Because that time when she slapped the shit out of him and he was do it again, bitch. And that's it.
And I think that's why she also is looking at Dany like, why are you believing Cersei? Because remember, the first person to really manipulate Sansa was Cersei.
But Cersei, she made her write
And
that
she
punk
was-
ass letter.
Exactly. That's why I was like,
But
she
that
wasn't always all that smart. She was a naive little girl, but then she had to grow the fuck up. So now she's looking at Dany like, why would y'all think? That's why she's looking at Tyrion like, why
Yeah, she
would
looking at
you-
them like, listen, I
Yeah.
did that dumb shit when I was like 16. Y'all grown as shit being
Never
dumb.
again.
Like 12 or 13 when that stuff
I know
happened.
that.
Yeah, she was
Man,
young.
that was like if I see Cersei again, me and that bitch fighting. Like I don't know what y'all got on, but me every time that bitch see me, she got the square rub.
It's
So-
like, she's like, I know this firsthand. She is a master manipulator. Why are y'all so stupid and y'all don't realize that? I was a kid. Y'all grown-ups.
Y'all ain't got no excuse.
So then they went back to the north, and I'll get to this part quick. So Brienne sleep instead. Well, they got a raven and shit, and that Jamie was like, "What happened?" He was like, "Yeah, that bitch like."
No, Jamie put that ass to sleep though. What's say? Jamie
No,
put
this is
that ass to
before
sleep.
that, and he was like, they killed the dragon and took Missandei and fucked their ships up. And Jamie was like, it was basically like in the after Avengers Ultron when Thanos grabbed the Infinity Gauntlet. It was like I gotta do this shit myself. I think Jamie was like, I gotta go kill Cersei myself. And then I was like, the beds in the north look comfortable as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not with
Don't
like
they?
killing all the animals and shit, but that shit looks super comfortable. So then Brienne walked out, and Jamie snuck out in the middle of the night. And Brienne was like, "Nigga, you just gonna hit it and quit it like that? You just gonna leave in the middle of the night and shit?"
I mean, it's the second night. It's the second time they did it, so I mean, like.
And Brienne was like, "You aren't your sister. You're a good man. Stay with me." And I was like, Jamie must have put it on her. And
She was late. She put it.
And Jamie said, "You think I'm a good man? I pushed a boy out of a tower and crippled him for Cersei. I strangled my cousin for Cersei. I would have murdered every man and woman in Riverrun for Cersei." And he was like, "She's hateful and so am I." I was like, look at Jamie, knowing how shitty he is. And Brienne broke down crying and Jamie rolled off. I was like, Jamie gonna die. But I think he gonna kill Cersei. Do y'all think he gonna kill Cersei?
No.
No?
I think it sets up perfect for us to see a scene where he has that dilemma and somebody probably kills him before he kills Cersei. But
yeah, he's not able to do it.
Yeah.
And I really want Jamie to kill Cersei. I feel like that's like the most poetic thing that's going to happen. But I don't know. It should be him, but it's like, I don't know now. Because it's way too many people who is like, yeah, I want to fuck her up.
So then they get the last scene of the movie. Dany and Cersei meeting. First of all, Cersei looked regal as shit. Her outfits always be on point. Like,
I love her dress.
Her dress
Yes.
is fire. They on top of this wall. They got Missandei on the edge and chains. The gold company's all lined up. They got 6 scorpions pointed at Drogon. Qui-Gon and Tyrion come walking out. The meeting of the hands. Tyrion was like, Queen Daenerys demands Cersei surrender and release the Missandei. Qui-Gon was like, bitch, we want the same thing or Missandei gonna die. And Tyrion said, Qui-Gon, you're rational. Let's do this last thing so carnage doesn't happen. You don't want to hear the sounds of children burning alive. And Qui-Gon was like, no, that's not a good sound. But you down 2 dragons, half your men are dead. Like, we got the upper hand, bitch. We not ready to negotiate. And Tyrion just was like, nigga, can I talk to your manager? And walk right past him. And so Cersei got the best smug face ever. Like, we talked about this earlier, but it's just the best. She looked so smug when that nigga walked up. And Tyrion was like, look, I know you don't care about people. You're not a monster because you care about your kids. I was like, no, nigga, she's a monster. He was like, I beg you to surrender so your child can live, so you don't have to die, so both y'all can live. And Cersei was basically like, can you keep my kid's name out your mouth? And she walked up to Missandei and was like, and Grey Worm looked like he was about to risk it all right there. And she walked up to Missandei and was like, you got any last words? And she said, what does that mean, Reece? What does that mean, what she said?
I don't know what it means, but it's the word Daenerys said when she wants the dragons to fire.
It was a
it's a
Valyrian
Valyrian word.
It was a rallying cry because that's how Missandei got free was when Daenerys burnt all that shit down. And so she was letting Dany know, now I'm a G and I know you're gonna come kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's true. So then Cersei had that arrogant ass smile, signaled the mountain. The mountain came up and cut her head clean off. One swing, knocked that shit off. And look, Grey Worm. I wrote Grey Worm's gonna catch so many bodies next week. Like that nigga is going full John Wick.
He ready to die. And when a nigga gets so ready to die mode, that's when they even more ruthless. Like he about to go full. He about to go Hawkeye.
John Wick.
Like,
and Dany snapped too, so she was like she about to burn everybody. So
see, everybody wants the Mad Queen, quote unquote. It's like the Mad King was just mad. Y'all are giving her all these reasons to just burn y'all asses alive. She about real sick of all.
She wanted to do it anyway. She wanted to do it first time.
She finna speak to all the managers in the Seven Kingdoms.
Reece is right. They have been teasing this for so dang on long. But it's like you look at it like, why y'all acting like she ain't got a reason to be mad?
You know, it started when she was going to burn.
She could have stayed her ass in Essos though. Like, she wouldn't have these problems if she had stayed over there. She could have been what she wants to be over there. She wants to be, this supreme ruler who everybody worships and adores. She could have been that where she was.
She was that in Essos. Then she wanted to burn the niggas there.
She was Misa.
This really started, it started a long time ago, but it really, blew up for me when she burned Samwell's people.
When she burned the Tarleys, I was like, oh, yeah, she on one. She's on one.
She ain't had to burn them niggas.
Well, not her daddy, but her daddy did. He did that. He didn't burn them with dragon fire, but that's how he got rid of the Starks. The nigga that Catelyn was supposed to marry. He killed them right in front of each other the same way.
So
I was thinking the whole time, like, ain't no more dragon eggs. Like,
over.
Well, we don't know if there's more dragon eggs or not.
We don't know. Because remember, the dragons disappeared for a little while.
Yeah, they might have laid some eggs. The dragons, we don't know.
But that red comet might have came back. It might have not only meant her dragons. It might have been some more laying around. Mm-hmm. It would be nice to see another dragon. I'm sad about the dragons leaving.
Me too.
So before we get out of here, we're going to go over to everybody and get their predictions of what they're looking forward to next week. So, Devin, what are you looking forward to next week? Or what do you hope to see happen?
I want to see the Mountain kill somebody viciously, like maybe even Grey Worm, just because it's different. Nobody expects that. Definitely want to see Arya get to King's Landing and do some assassin killing. Definitely want to see Jaime and Cersei, if that's going to happen next week, or we got to wait till the final episode. And I want to see some dragons burn some shit. I mean, one dragon burn some shit.
All right. Steph, what about you?
I'm ready for a Clegane Bowl. It is the penultimate episode. Y'all, I am not ready for this because every penultimate episode, some bad ass shit happened. The Red Wedding was a penultimate episode.
The Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards. Ned Stark getting beheaded. I'm like, shit goes down.
Yeah, shit does
that
go
second
down.
Before the last episode, it be some other shit.
It's gonna be a whole bunch of people dying.
Lauren, what about you?
Listen, I'm gonna let them niggas have it in King's Landing. I need a reality show of Arya and the Hound. I want to know what they look is like. But ultimately, I'm not too hung up about who ends up on the Iron Throne. I really just want to see Arya work some niggas in King's Landing. Like, I just want to see. I would love to see her kill Cersei. I would, because I know that shit would just be live. Like, Jaime probably gonna be crying and pulling the arrow back on her ass, but Arya gonna be like, bitch, I've been waiting a real long time for this.
Yes. And Reece.
I want to see Dany burn things.
Yes.
Because I want to know I think there might be more wildfire in the city, first of all. And if she burns the city while there's wildfire in the city,
that could be bad.
It's basically going to disintegrate the city. So I want to see if that happens.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. If that happens.
That would be good.
Just burn stuff, though.
That would be good. All right. Reece, what do you tell people about your podcast and when they can expect the next episode?
Search for the Introverted Nerd Watches in the iTunes store or wherever you get your podcast. And you can get a new episode next week sometime, maybe, probably, most likely.
Hopefully. Steph, what about you and the Mocha Minutes podcast?
So this week I had on Saida from Black Girls Need Love Too. So had such a good time with her. She does tarot and tea on Thursdays, which is tomorrow. Definitely check her out on IG. Also, I'm recording this week with my mother for Mother's Day. It is the Pamisode. I can't wait. Shout out to Jay for naming it the Pamisode. So Pamisode is happening for Mother's Day, so I'm excited.
All right. And Lauren, what about you and the Two Woke Girls podcast with Gabby?
So we are officially back from our hiatus.
Yes.
It was great. We should have an episode out this weekend. Hopefully we can get ourselves together and get off our behinds and record. And you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, twowokergirls.com. It's the number 2 woke and then girls, GURLS.
And you're a free woman now.
Yes, as of Monday, May 6th, 5 p.m.
Lauren is living
officially free from the white man. But yeah,
You living a hot life, honey.
the real American dream.
I'm on that stay-at-mom home shit for real. Like
housewife, come on,
waking up, making elaborate breakfast, and then going.
This nigga said elaborate breakfast. Hold on. How do you make
housewife? Okay, real housewife.
Lauren is what Gendry was looking for. Just wanted.
We be having them white people breakfasts like on TV when they be having like the fruit and stuff, but they only eat like one sausage, and they be like, "I gotta go, honey." Except we really eat that shit though.
Slices of orange on your plate.
Yeah.
Little cut up strawberry, little or little something.
Come on, green juice.
That's so dope. So yeah, go follow and subscribe to all those podcasts. All 3 of them I listen to every week when they come out. So we'll be back next week for episode 5, the second to last episode in the history of Game of Thrones. So subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast at. Leave us a 5-star review, and we'll be back next week. Talk to you later.